All right, so now for the more controversial one. Because Oliver Ekman-Larsson signs a 4-year, $3.5 million contract with the Toronto Maple Leafs. And at first look, I was like, okay. So was that our third pairing D now, making 3.5, and Liljegren's making 3? $6.5 million in your bottom 6 guys? I was like, okay, I mean, not really sure how I feel about that. And then I started to see other guys get signed. Ilya Lyubushkin, who was, let's be honest, Leafs Nation, okay. He got 3.25 or something like that, and this is the one that got me. Joel Edmondson, yeah, Leafs, you remember him? Remember the big rugged guy who doesn't do really anything but cross-check dudes? And it's fine, I guess. He got 4 years at 3.8. He got more than OEL. Which is nuts. So as Leaf fans, yes, we get all pissy at everything. But seeing around the league and seeing guys like Joel Edmondson get 3.8 is wild to me. It is crazy. But I look at Oliver Ekman-Larsson. And I look at all the stops that he's had. Obviously, Arizona to start. And in Vancouver was the one where, everyone got really angry at him. And it was quite ugly, right? So I tried to look at what he did in Florida and what he did in Vancouver. And what was the difference, right? The big thing for me, he didn't play as much in Florida. Being that guy on the third pair, he played instead of listen to these minutes played throughout his career, right? So let's go to Arizona just for shits and giggles. 25 minutes, 24 minutes, 24 minutes, 23, 23, 23, just over 20 or just under 21. Goes to Vancouver, plays 22 minutes and then 20 minutes. And in his lone year with the Florida Panthers, played 18-23. So again, being that bottom pair guy, right? He's not playing as much. So he's in more of a sheltered role. Again, he had a great power play. There were moments in the power play he was really struggling. I think in the Stanley Cup Finals against Edmonton, and they put OEL in the top unit, right? He had 11 power play points last season to the year before in Vancouver, again, where he played more minutes. And he only had 4 power play points, no power play goals. I don't know if he even played on the power play very often. Clearly not. I mean, he had 10 more points. That was only in 54 games in Vancouver, excuse me. But regardless of that, he got more physical, right? 105 hits, 70 blocked shots, where in years past, you're not seeing as much. I don't know. Okay. I don't want to screw myself over and say I like the signing because I'm a little confused about it. Like I see Zadorov get 6/5 by the freaking Bruins and I'm like, kill me now. And I'm like, you really couldn't have done an extra $1.5 million for Zadorov, but okay, fine. And then I see Joel Edmondson get signed and I'm like, oh, maybe we didn't do all that bad. So for me, it's more like, okay, well, it's fine. Like this is probably one of the better D-cores we've had in this Matthews era. But now you got squat for money and you're looking at your forward core like, okay, we just lost Tyler Bertuzzi. We kept Max Domi, great. But now you don't have Tyler Bertuzzi and you don't have a lot of money to spend elsewhere. So it's like, okay, are we really just expecting internal growth? Bobby McMahon continuing to do what he did last year and obviously staying on the ice in the freaking playoffs. Is Easton Cowan going to make a jump? Is Matthew Nyes going to be the guy next year? I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what you're hoping for if you're the Leafs because your offensive core is making so much freaking money and you don't have anything else to spend unless a Mitch Marner trade happens, which again, there's been nothing as of yet, so we'll see. But for the OEL signing to wrap it up, a 4-year contract at 3.5 is quite a bit. I want to see him play first before I really get an idea and really hammer home whether I like or don't like the signing. I loved the way he played in Florida. You watch that Stanley Cup final and he was awesome. He was very important for that team in the playoffs. Actually, I'm going to flip through his playoff stats. He had 65 hits in the postseason. 65. Put that into perspective. And that's only in 24 games. In 80 games, he had 105. So he had over half of it in 60 less games. It was very, very good playoffs. He had 6 points, couple of goals. Only played 15 minutes a night. Right? Is that right? I think that's right. 15 minutes, I think, regardless, I think that's correct. 15 minutes a night is crazy. But again, that's what a third pairing in the playoffs will do for you. So that's the point where I'm trying to make. If he's going to be that guy, okay. But if they're going to try and tell him, let's be your top 4, lead the power play unit, which they might end up doing with the power play, we'll see. I am hesitant to say I like it, but I can't sit here and say I completely despise it. So I don't know where to sit. That's kind of where I'm at till I see him play. All right, so we got a few more to go. Obviously, we'll talk Joseph Woll, we'll talk Matt Murray, and obviously Anthony Stolarz. It's going to be all goaltending in the next 3 videos. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and you're, I don't know, all over the place with freaking OEL, hit that like button. Do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not done so already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on OEL being a Leaf for 4 years at $3.5 million AAV. Well, okay. All that thoughts down below. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below as well. So follow up there if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you guys. Jays Edition, as they're about to start their game on Canada Day versus the Houston Astros. And yeah, and I'll talk to you guys next 3 videos edition. All goaltender talk. So we'll get into it, starting with Joseph Woll. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and are jacked up for OEL. I don't know. We'll talk to you guys then.